can't send me to the Shadow Realm.
The Shadow Realm? I'm not sending you to the Shadow Realm. I'm sending you to the Philippines!
There's two types of Filipinos, okay? Like, there are many Filipinos, don't get me wrong. But there are two types of Filipinos that live in America. There's one, the people who like being Filipino and are pretty chill with it, and they're very happy people. And most of them I meet are very, very kind people. I'm not gonna lie. But then there's the other kind, okay? The ones that hate being Filipino. Like the ones that make memes like this. I have a genetic disease called being Filipino. I have... Online, I'm fine, but in IRL, I'm Filipino. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? Like this is a common thing. This is a common thing between Filipinos. You either love the Philippines or you literally hate the Philippines. I'm not sure why. I mean, okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't really know too much about Filipino culture, just in the background, because I was 100% raised in America. I do have Filipino parents. Don't get me wrong. And I do do their little practices. They made menorahs. We have ube. We love ube cake, pancit canton, adobo. You know what I mean? Like foreign foods. They make really good food, by the way. I don't know. Or maybe it's just my mom. My mom cooks very, very well. Whenever it's like a family gathering, everyone wants to eat her stuff. You know what I mean? That's very, very nice. But anyways, enough about my mom. I'm not gonna divulge too much about my mother. I think maybe. Not today. Maybe for another video. Okay. She's a very interesting character. But anyways, this is the Filipino video, okay? I'm not gonna say I know too much about the Philippines. I know the funny stuff. I know the funny phrases everyone says. One very, very special phrase that we all know is putang ina mo. Don't ever say that ever to a Filipino. I'm not gonna tell you what it means, and honestly, if you want to know, you can search it up yourself. But you're not allowed. You're not allowed. You're not allowed to say that to people, okay? You're not allowed. No. Unless you're playing League and your Yasuo's going 0-12. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about, Filipinos? You know what I'm talking about. But anyways, I don't know. Everything about Filipinos is kind of concrete. Most of them are pretty happy, or at the very least have a happy air about them. At least the ones I've met, okay? They have a happy air about them. For some reason, 9 times out of 10, you meet a Filipino, they're always Christian to some kind of extent. I was raised with Christian faith. Did I stay with it? I'm not really too religious, to be completely honest. But now because of my upbringing, I kind of know a lot about the Bible. A very large more than I guess 90% of the Christians I meet. Granted, most of them are lax because I'm just in one of those areas. But the first 5 books of the Bible are Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. I think God made the world in 7 days or something. There was a flood because he wanted to start over, and that happened before he made the 7 days. And then he's like, Noah, you gotta build a boat with every single animal. Alright? You gotta build a boat with every single animal and bring it to this island, which also wouldn't work for the record. And inside my textbook, they know it doesn't work because the animals are just gonna start eating each other. But anyways, long story short, actually, do I want to just recount the entire Bible? Is this the Filipino episode? Is that what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to do it until I can't do it anymore, okay? So then, after the flood, I'm pretty sure after the flood. Was it after the flood or before the flood that there was Jacob and Esau? There was these 2 brothers. No, this was before, right? Yeah, no, this was before the flood, sorry. There were two people. I think one of them was named Adam. The other one was named Eve. And Eve was built out of his bone or something? His bone marrow, or literally just a rib? I'm pretty sure it was just a rib, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, no, she was just a rib, and then God just formed a human being out of that, because I guess he can. I guess he could do that. Then Eve ate an apple, and the apple was tempted. She was tempted to eat an apple, actually, by some kind of snake, okay? Oop. I think they called it a serpent, but it's definitely just a snake. Every single, how do you say, educational video I watched when I was a little kid had it as a snake. I don't think it was a serpent. I think they're very different. Oh, over here. But long story short, she wasn't forced to eat the apple, but she was persuaded to. He's like, yo, this apple tastes real good. I'm just saying. And then she cursed our bloodline for 1,000,000 years for some reason. I don't know the semantics of that. Don't ask me. I just know what happened, okay? I just know what happened in the Bible. I don't really ask about it. So then they had a son, or 2 sons, sorry. Was it them who had Jacob and Esau? No, they were Cain and Abel. They did have 2 sons. But it was Cain and Abel. And then apparently, they made a bunch of people. But then God was like, hey, I guess we're starting over now, because I forget why, to be completely honest. I think he said messed up. He said he messed up and then he wanted to go back. So he pressed the reverse button and apparently that reverse button was like a flood. Okay? Then we get the story of Noah's Ark. Right? Right? Yeah. Yeah. Then we get the story of Noah's Ark. And I am doing this from memory for the record. I don't think I can tell a perfect recounting of the Bible. I think I can like put some stuff together and tell them in relatively the same order. But like I don't think I can give like a perfect account. And this is just I'm not trying to persuade you to read the Bible or like join a religion. I'm literally just trying to say what I remember, okay? In the most true form. I am simply yapping. All right? Long story short, after the whole arc thing, I think they just started anew, right? And then yeah, didn't they? I'm trying to think what his name was. It was Abraham, right? No, it was Noah. I forget who Abraham was. Apparently there was like a coat of many colors and like 12 regions of people. And then God's like, yo, your descendants are gonna be like as many as the stars or whatever. This one guy, I think his name was Abraham. And he had 2 sons. He had like Jacob and Esau. No, that was 2 sons. Yes, it was. Yes, it was, I think. Was it? Was it? Where's the part where he gets the coat of many colors? Okay. And where's the part where like this guy named Joseph gets a coat of many colors and he gets like shipped to Egypt inside of like a rice bag that was just simply not checked by the people who were like collecting rice? You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? And we're still in the Old Testament, by the way, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no, because the New Testament starts whenever Jesus comes about or whatever. All right? But anyways. Oh, God, I should just do a stream where I recount the Bible from memory and try to piece together like everything that happened. And I'm not like, I wasn't like a very diligent reader or anything like that. I was just a good student. Like religion was like a class for me, okay? And I was just a good student, so I memorized a bunch of stuff. I still have it in my head. And honestly, if you asked anyone else in that class if they remember anything about that class, or just religion in general, I doubt they do, like basically at all, to be completely honest. But anyways, let's continue with the Bible. Alright? What happened there? Burning bush. No, after... What was it? There was something about a famine, and then Joseph, who was inside the rice bag of, like, the Sultan, or, like, I guess the Pharaoh at the time, was like, yo, I predict that there's gonna be a famine. And then the famine came, and then the Pharaoh was like, man, what the heck, this guy's a prophet or whatever. Like, we gotta get him on the front lines, and then became a royal advisor. So then... Also, okay. I remember now. So, the reason Joseph was inside of a rice bag is because, like, his brothers stuffed him inside of a bag because they were pissed at him because he was the favorite child. And he had, like, a coat of many colors. That's where it came in. That, I remember now. Oop. So, yeah, like, during the famine, that definitely did come. After Joseph, like, predicted it or whatever. He was like, hey, his brothers came, I'm pretty sure. His brothers came to Egypt or whatever, and they were like, hey man, can we like get a donation of food? Like we're kind of starving, this famine's kind of like picking us. It's not a fun time for us. And then he was like, I'm gonna execute all of you. Okay, he didn't just say he's gonna execute all of them. I think that's a little bit gruesome. Or maybe he did and they were trying to like censor it inside my class. They try to give me like the censored version, the little cliff notes that they give the children instead of like people who actually want to read the story. I don't know. But long story short, he put a crown. He put a crown in one of the rice bags after he was like, okay. I mean, the Pharaoh's like, okay, what do we do with him, Joseph? What do we do with these guys? And then the Pharaoh's like, I don't know. Joseph's like, you can give him rice bags. But then Joseph's like, hey, what if it would be real funny? It would be real funny if I just like hid this crown inside one of the rice bags. I'm not sure if it was a crown, to be completely honest, but he hid something inside one of the rice bags. And he was like, hey, I'm gonna prank him. Like, this was the first prank him John of all time. Not even the first, probably not. But anyways, this was a prank him John of all time. He's like, I'm gonna prank these guys who, like, put me inside of a rice bag and make it look like they were trying to steal one of the king's crowns or whatever. And then, and then they're like, no, please, do not put us in the royal prison or whatever. Oh. One sec. Do not put us in the royal prison. They're crying. They're like, oh, don't do it to me, brother. They didn't even know he was like their brother at the moment. But then he was like, gotcha, you goons. And they're like, oh my god, what the heck? Why would you do that? Why would you do that to us? And he's like, why'd you put me in a rice bag? Why'd you do that to me? I'm actually not sure if that's how he came to Egypt. I'm not too sure. But long story short, that's like a rough idea of what happened, I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to remember what the burning bush was about. Oh yeah! So like, I forget exactly, but I think like, quote unquote, I forget who they were. Like there was a group that was like, people who were like originally part of God or whatever, or the original God's people or whatever. And they got like trapped in Egypt for some reason. So then, okay, I'm not sure how this happened to be completely honest, but like there was a burning bush. And this guy, I think it was Moses. His name was Moses, right? Yeah, his name was Moses. This guy named Moses was like, hey man, why is that bush burning? What's it doing over there? And then the bush started talking. And he's like, yo, dude, you gotta like free my people or whatever. I sound crazy, don't I? I sound a little bit crazy. I sound a little bit insane. But no, I trust me, I was just studious. I was just studious for a moment. I just know about the Bible because I studied it. Okay, maybe that makes me sound like a lot more religious than most people. Because I don't know, people don't just study the Bible anymore, do they? Like usually... Ow. Hello, Yomi. How you doing? I don't think people study the Bible anymore. I haven't met anyone who actually studies the Bible. Unless they're like randomly preaching inside the street, you know what I mean? I live in like a little bit of an urban area. So they kind of just do that. That's kind of just a thing that happens. But yeah, this is, I don't know what. I went to a lot of like Bible study classes. Not because I, particularly wanted to, but because, I don't know. My parents wanted extracurriculars, and instead of like doing the normal Asian thing, which is, what is it? Learning an instrument, they're like, yeah, you can go to Bible study or whatever. I mean, maybe that's just a Filipino thing. I met a lot of Filipinos there as well. I'm just jumping, man. I don't wanna duck anymore. Ain't no way you did that. There's no way. There's no. Did you just snap me? Did you just snap me? Did you just snap at me? Okay. Okay, Yomi, I see how it is. Reset me. Reset me. That's it. I'm gonna continue about my Bible. I'm gonna continue with the Bible. Oh. That's it. She forced my hand. I'm sorry. Like I was actually gonna stop there and then continue about Filipino, or continue about my Filipino lore. But I'm gonna be honest. Like, there's just a lot of Christians in the Philippines, just in general. But I don't know. If you are Filipino and not Christian, then you are like some kind of anomaly, legitimately. Oh, they kind of just are. They kind of just are. 9 times out of 10. Ain't no way. Like I have yet. Do I know any Filipinos that are like not even remotely Christian? No, I'm pretty sure no. Yeah, no, definitely not. There's no way I didn't block that. You are kidding me. You are actually lying to me, I swear. Come on. Okay, I want to get a parry on, but I can't really get a parry on if all there's no way. How did you hit me through that? How did you hit me through that? I literally went through you. I literally went through you. Ah. But yeah, long story short, I know a lot about the Bible. I'm not gonna keep going. I'm gonna stop it there. I think I proved my point. I think I proved my point. I could go into the New Testament. I don't want to go into the New Testament. I don't know, man. I'm not here to preach or anything like that. I'm just a guy. Legitimately, I'm just a guy. All right. But long story short, I do know a lot about the Bible. Ain't no way I got destroyed by the garbage can. I got killed by Oscar the Grouch. But as a goopy little substance, I see how it is. But anyways. Yeah. Bible. I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's kind of a weird topic. I'm not saying, like, honestly. Oh, hey kid, I got a deal for you. I let you jump higher, but you cannot move left anymore. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm alright, Dennis. I'm good. I don't know. I'm not even like too into the religion, like basically at all. I'm just a guy. I'm literally just a guy, okay? Legitimately speaking, I am just a human being. Oh. Who just happens to know a little bit about the Bible. I don't even think like I know a lot, but I do think that 90% of the people I meet do not know this much. One, because not a lot of people I'd meet are like super studious, but also because, I don't know, everyone nowadays is like super lax. Like they don't really celebrate too much. I only meet like maybe 6 or 7 people in every given area that are like really dedicated to like religion and faith. I don't meet a lot of them. Everyone I knew, at the very least. Everyone I knew, even though I was in like a religious school, was like super lax about it. Like you could tell like their parents weren't like forcing them to like learn the scripture or whatever. And I guess forcing is like a little bit of an extreme term. I don't think they were. But long story short, it's just a vibe, man. That's just how it was. That's just how it was over at my school. They didn't really... Did they? No, I don't think they forced it upon you. I think if you wanted to believe, you were fine. If you just wanted to chill, you were also pretty fine. And maybe that's like a product of them being like the school being super chill about it. Which is also okay, I guess. Oop. Bonk. And by okay, I guess, I mean it's like, it's alright. Like, I don't know, I would prefer a school that's like super chill about it than one that like forces you to like celebrate stuff, you know what I mean? Plus he gets like extra days off whenever you can. It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. Oop. Where's my damage? Oh, there it is. I found it. Nice, nice. Nope. Keep it going. Should I ever use the basketball ever again? I don't think this weapon's like good. I don't think this weapon's like good in the slightest. I don't... Like it felt good before, but now it's like kind of meh. And I don't know if it's a product of me not using it correctly, or maybe like... Maybe they, I don't know, they nerfed it mid-game? Probably not. I haven't seen an update for this game for like so long. But anyways, yeah. Filipino, they have some good food, man. They have some good food. You can't be Filipino or talk about the Philippines without their food. I don't know, every single time I get a... Oh. Every single time I meet like a white person, and they like first taste Filipino food, they're like, man, this tastes really good. I'm not sure if it's like a product of my mom being a really good cook, or like Filipinos in general being really good cooks. But like, I don't know, every single time I go to a Filipino gathering, like I bring my white friends, and you know, they're like, man, this is really, really good. I can't believe how good it is. And they just eat it. They eat it all. They love the taste of it. I think my mom was just a really good cook. That's all I'm saying. Maybe that's the case. I don't really know. I'm trying to like divulge from the topic of the Bible. Legitimately, it actually might be the most difficult thing to talk about the Philippines and not talk about the Bible or Christianity. I don't know. That's also like the second part for the Halo, or the second reason for the Halo, just for the record. Knowledge. I'm like George Lopez, you know what? Oh, one sec. Oh. Huh. But yeah, I probably got like 90% of the things wrong, by the way. Or maybe I didn't, and I'm like downplaying myself or whatever. But like I probably got like a bunch of things wrong in that like Bible synopsis that I did. And it's not even like, that's not even like the part of the old, that's not even all of the Old Testament. I'm pretty sure. I think. I don't know. I remember this one moment when like Jesus threw a table. Cause like, I don't know, what was it again? People were making his house of worship into a gambling house or whatever. You know what I mean? Water into wine. That wasn't even the same area, whatever. Long story short. Bible. Just that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. I don't think... I've never met a Filipino that was like hyper aggressive. Or maybe I've just been surrounded by good people, and I'm like counting it as a given when it should be a blessing. You know what I mean? Maybe I should appreciate that a bit more. And maybe I do appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. Like maybe I should like, I don't know, not take it as much as a granted, because it probably isn't like a thing that is normal. You know what I mean? That's probably like something, how do you say? Irregular? Oh. Oh. 3 here? Oh. Ain't no way you spawned that on top of me. Okay. She didn't even jump. She didn't even jump. It's okay. We got her eventually. We got her. But yeah. I don't know. I kind of like being Filipino. It's kind of nice. It's not like too terrible, like at all, as people make it out to be. It is a very hot place, by the way. I have been to the Philippines. I've visited family. They're very nice people. They do try to get me like drunk every single time, because you know that's just how family is. Or maybe that's not like just how family is, but like, long story short, I'm like a super lightweight, and you may not believe me, but like, just know that, okay? What's a good feat that I can like say that can make you believe me? I once got drunk off of like 1 shot. And you may be saying like, oh, it must have been something really strong. No, it was soju. It was literally soju. 1 shot of soju. That's all it took. And I was out like a light. How is that possible? Don't ask me. Literally don't ask me, because I don't even know how that's possible personally. Oh. Hello, miss. Huh. Yeah, I'm like basically the lightest of weights. Ain't no way. Where's my gun? Did I lose my gun? How did I lose my gun? I fed it to the guy. I fed him my gun. Why did I do that? Why would he do that? Literally, why would he do that? That's all right. I don't know. Yeah. Every single time I meet a oh, also, just for the record, if you do ever meet a Filipino and you are Filipino, they know. How do they know? They feel it. They have a sense. Okay. If you meet a Filipino in the wild and they don't know you're Filipino, they're not actually Filipino. It's a lie. All right, you can just tell. Like, we have a 6th sense that can sense other Filipinos. I didn't believe it until like I felt it myself, and I was like, wait a second. Wait, this is real? Like, you can actually sense other Filipinos just by like being in their proximity? I mean, you can probably do that with like other nationalities, right? Or maybe that's really, maybe, I don't know. I don't actually know. I'm talking out of my bum. But long story short, you can. If you are Filipino, you can sense another Filipino from a mile away, as long as you can see their face. I thought I was like a pretty nice like deviation, not even nice deviation, like a pretty big deviation from a Filipino, because of how I look personally. But then I was like, man, how do they know? Literally, how do they can tell instantly? I would walk into a room and then he's like, oh, so you're Filipino, Naishi. And I'm like, what? I just got here. I don't even know you. You're a stranger to me. And then they would just know. It's kind of creepy, but I don't really mind it. It's kind of like, I mean, I have the power too. I have the sense too, so I don't really mind it too much. Alright, Yomi, I'm sending you to the Philippines. Get over here. I'm focusing up. What the heck? Why did that go so slowly? It's almost like time slowed down for a moment. It's kind of like that's her entire mechanic. Come on. Ain't no way. Ain't no way I rolled into her. Okay. Come on, Yomi. Talks about religion for like the entire episode, gets killed by a nun. How ironic. Anyways, hello everybody. Hello? That's gonna be it for today's episode. I hope you learned something about the Bible and /or being Filipino. You should eat Filipino food, by the way. If you ever find like anything ube flavored, that's like purple yams, it's very nice. I've had like cakes. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I've only had like ube cake. mean, they probably put it in other stuff too, or my mom probably puts it in other stuff. Like, I don't know. It's very recognizable in cakes. And memon, which is not Filipino. I don't think it's Filipino. It's like a pastry. But anyways, have a nice morning, afternoon, and such for good night, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya, see ya.